In the heart of a village nestled by the ancient Ganges, lived a monk named Ananda. His eyes held the serenity of 1,000 sunsets, and his hands, which offered blessings and healing herbs, were known for their gentle touch. Villagers revered him, bringing him offerings of food and seeking his wisdom. He was the soul of their community, a beacon of peace. But Ananda carried a secret, a curse as old as the moon itself. When the sun dipped below the horizon and the full moon cast its silvery glow upon the land, a torment would begin. Deep within his secluded monastery, a transformation would take hold. His serene form would twist and contort. Fur as black as a starless night would sprout from his skin, his gentle hands would become powerful claws, and a fearsome wolf would stand where the peaceful monk once had. Every full moon, the beast would emerge, driven by an ancient, wild instinct. But Ananda's spirit, his unwavering compassion, fought against the feral urges. He would never harm a soul. The wolf would pace the monastery grounds, its howls a song of sorrow and imprisonment, until the first rays of dawn broke the curse, leaving a weary, heartbroken Ananda to greet the new day. For years he managed his secret, but one night, a young boy named Rohan, curious about the strange howls he'd heard, followed the sound. Peeking through a crack in the monastery wall, his eyes widened in terror. He saw the beast, the wolf monk. He fled, his screams piercing the night. A beast, a monster in the monastery. Ananda is the wolf? Fear, cold and sharp, spread through the village like a wildfire. Torches were lit, and the once peaceful chatter turned into angry, fearful shouts. He has deceived us. He's a danger. We must drive the monster out. The crowd, armed with sickles and staffs, marched towards the monastery, their faces grim under the torchlight. They found Ananda at the gate, not as a wolf, but as their monk, his saffron robes torn, his eyes filled with a deep, profound sadness. He didn't run. He simply bowed his head, ready to accept his fate. But as the first villager raised a weapon, a woman named Priya, whose child Ananda had once nursed back from a deadly fever, stepped forward. "Stop!" she cried, her voice ringing with conviction. "This is Ananda, the man who healed our sick and blessed our harvests. Has this monster ever harmed a single one of us?" An old farmer, whose lands Ananda had helped save from a drought with his wisdom, stood beside her. "She's right. The howls we heard were not of rage, but of pain. We have felt his goodness every day. Do we let one night of fear erase years of kindness?" A change rippled through the crowd. Fear began to give way to something else. Loyalty. Courage. They looked at the monk not as a monster, but as their Ananda, suffering under a terrible curse. They saw not a deceiver, but a soul in torment who had protected them even from himself. Lowering their torches, they approached him, not with weapons, but with open hands. They didn't offer exile or death. They offered understanding. They decided not to cast him out, but to build a stronger, safer enclosure within the monastery for those nights of the full moon. They chose to protect him, just as he had unknowingly protected them. In that moment, the village proved that true strength isn't about casting out what we fear. It's about having the courage to embrace it, to protect it. Ananda, the wolf monk, was still their monk. His secret was no longer a wall that divided them, but a bridge that revealed the incredible depth of their loyalty and love. His curse remained, but he was no longer alone in bearing it.